Welcome to Deeges and Dragons. I thought this was going to be hard, but...
Welcome to Deeges and Dragons.
Who wants some of the Ripper?
Fair state champs, baby. Woo!
Smoke heroes!
He's clearly Captain Crunch. I'm a man of the people.
Shattered world.
Ripper knows! Ripper always knows!
Degecast.
And welcome back to another episode of the Degecast, the supplemental podcast for our YouTube show, Deeges and Dragons. I'm your host for the evening, Nate Lindberg, and you can find me on Twitter at Nate Lindberg. And while you're there, check us out on Deege Time, Degetime. That's our brand for everything Deege related. You can check us out there and on YouTube. And with me to gab a little bit here today, thank you very much, Jack Berkenstock from the Bodhana Group. Appreciate you being here, man.
Oh, it's great to absolutely be back. It was especially great though, finally being able to hug your big self in person. Right? At this year's Save Against Fear event that happened last month in October.
Yes, yeah, actually almost a month ago. We're filming this as of November 2nd. I think it was the 6th through the 9th of October was Save.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Yeah, no, it was an absolute blast. Like, it was great to get down there, meet you. We got to meet Bear from Project Biomotus, got to meet Doug Lewandowski from Kids on Bikes.
Say that. Hail, hail, the gang's all here.
Right? It was great. We got all these people that
Calvin?
And Calvin. Jeez, I forgot.
Calvin.
How could I forget about Calvin? Hung out with Calvin probably the most out of everybody the whole time.
Well, Hobbs wasn't there, so it wasn't as memorable.
That's true.
They always come as a set.
Yep, but no, Calvin Johns from Early Dark. We just wrapped our Early Dark series 2 on the channel too. So, but no, that was it was great. It was great to meet everybody and just kind of hang out. I got to, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I got to check out the new game Branch Riders that you guys are working on, which was a blast, honestly. Let's see, we did a couple Goblinville games. I ended up running a wrestling game. It did the yearly wrestling tournament, which was an absolute blast too, by the way. It was a good time. Like, talk a little bit about this, this year's Save and, things that went well and things we're looking forward to in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. The folks who arrived had an absolute blast. It was at the Heritage Hills, so we had a beautiful event space this year, and it really was. It was a cool golf, little golf venue there. It was awesome. Yeah, it's actually a golf resort. I mean, we had a ton of great special guests. I mean, you named a bunch. We also had Mick, Starlin, Grant, Fitch from Our Family Plays Games, phenomenal board game YouTube show. So, folks got to see that, Bodhana's not just about role playing. We're also about board gaming for therapy and skill building. So, yeah, we had some great panels. We're still getting the video back. So those will eventually go up onto our Twitch channel. And you were on one of those panels, were you not, Mr. Nate?
I was actually wondering where those videos are going to go, because I know they were recorded, but yeah, I was on a podcasting 101 panel with Dixie Cochran, Eddie Webb, and I can't remember the last girl's name. But there was 3 of us talking about podcasting.
Was it Cassie?
Cassie,
lovely
Cassie. Yes, yep. It was Cassie. The 4 of us talking about podcasting 101, which was good time. We had a decent turnout for it, and it was just kind of cool to shoot the breeze with them for a bit about their trials and tribulations in podcasting and kind of the stuff that we ran into as well here on the show. Yep. So no, it was definitely fun. So I'm glad those are going to be up. Let me know when they're up.
We're getting the videos from our buddy Alex, who HTF or HTW High Tension Wrestling did all of our video and photo stuff for the weekend. So yeah, everybody had an awesome time. We're already looking at dates for next year. We're getting locked in with the hotel, as well as some support from Explore York, which is our local tourism borough, because we actually sold out the hotel for the weekend, which was awesome.
I know. I didn't get my room in time.
Oh, jeez. It was great seeing people in person. I mean, a lot of folks, we did as many folks as we had wanted to come. And partially it's because we didn't take into account the fact that online has kind of like people are like, wait a minute, I don't need to leave my house and I can still go to so like, what the hey, man? So we're like, all right, next year, not only will we still have, all the same trappings that we had this year, but we'll also have some special surprises like doing an online component. So if you can't make it all the way out to join us, we're still going to run sessions as well as some panels, hopefully online, as well as one of our unique ideas that we're calling the Loud Room. So most cons, you have a quiet room, which we're looking to also get to make sure folks have that space. But we found that there are a lot of, shall we say, raucous gaming experiences, which are not always to everyone's liking, play style-wise.
I didn't take part in any of that. I swear.
No, not at all.
No.
And so what we're going to put is we're going to basically get an area of space that we're going to designate as the Loud Room. So
I like that.
Playing like catch and release games. That's what I call the whole, like, I guess you would normally call, like, what do they call it in Catholic Church, where you do like the dude says something, then you say something, then they say something, like a recitation.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Kyrie, or all that.
I was Catholic until I reached the age of reason. I don't remember.
Wow, the age of reason. You've been around that long?
Yeah, right. I know.
Hey,
it's one of my favorite George Carlin quotes.
Yes. So yeah, tons of different surprises. What we're hoping, and this will be maybe like as a segue into another topic, is one of the big things that we're hoping is that next year around Save Against Fear time will be the Kickstarter launch of Branch Riders. We are,
hell yeah.
Our goal right now is before we start to do submit, we want to have the game like 95% finished.
Sure.
Before we start to do a launch. That way folks don't got to wait so long to be able to get their things. But yeah, we'll bring a lot of our special guests back. And of course, having friends come back to do all the fun stuff that we had. So yeah, we're looking forward. We're already pre-planning for next year. So it's going to be awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank you for everybody that came. And of all of the sponsors, I always make sure to mention and thank Matthew Stanford and everybody from Legendary Pants, who is our main event sponsor for the last, this is our 4th year in a row. They're our main co-sponsor for the event. So I want to always say thanks. So you can check them out, legendarypants.com, for supplements, exquisite dice, and Ordinary Towns is like a supplement everyone should have on their shelf.
They've got some great dice too. Like both Tony and I we bought 3 sets each while we were down there, and they've got this one set which is I forget what they called it, what the name of it was, but it's completely black, and then if you put it under a black light, the numbers glow like this vibrant blue. It's so cool looking.
Nice.
I was really pumped about that, and I get my little Legendary Pants pin on my sweatshirt and stuff. People are like, what's Legendary Pants? And I was like, you got to check out check out their dice.
That might be my years at Best Buy talking.
Oh man, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, so you did bring up Branch Riders. So like, I know obviously that's the game you guys have been working on for quite some time now. We got to Tony and I actually got the chance to sit down and play test it a little bit at Save Against Fear for about an hour or so.
About an hour.
Yeah, it was about an hour. It was maybe it was, I don't know. Time just all blended together that weekend. The next thing I knew, we got there, and the next thing we knew, we were leaving. And we were there for a few days too. But no, like I thought it was such a cool concept, like, and obviously, the listeners don't know at this point, but the setting that you guys have it in, and I don't remember specifics off the top of my head, like the different races and everything, but there were almost like different planes of existence, which if I'm remembering correctly, right?
That's a good way to frame it. Yeah. The backdrop of Branch Riders is, at one time there was a temporal anomaly, and it was this whole thing that threatened all of creation, or at least that's what you've been told at Branch Rider Academy. And the whole idea is that the world that we had known got changed and altered, and it has now been split into 8 different known realms, or what we call branches. So Branch Riders are specially tapped and trained forces. You're kind of like an away team from Star Trek or like a special ops team where your job is to go into the different realms and your job is to stop the infection of what we call the blight. So the blight is just this malevolent force that wants to create chaos and disarray, and it does it by either infecting people or infecting objects, and it can be anything from like hubris and pride to sadness and depression. You'll see some through lines here. But the whole thing is the blight is bad and we need to take it out, but no one can know what we're doing. It's a secret mission because if people figure out there's this force and there's other realms, like even the realms themselves are locked off from each other, so there can be no cross-contamination. If the blight meets other blight from other realms and tears what we call the curtain that separates the realms from each other, all will be lost and absorbed into chaos. So your job is to lower the infection of blight in a specific realm, and we designed the realms mainly to be off of genre conventions. So we have a fantasy realm called the Crags, in which the blight has infected the land. So all of the weather, all of the water, all the crops are all infected and move the blight. We have a steampunk realm, a noir realm, a superhero realm. And so the whole idea is you are dispatched to these different realms, and the realms contain many cities. And we even give guides in the book that we're writing right now about how you can create your own city. So, for example, Height is the superhero realm. Now, the thing about the Height is it's not just superheroes capes blasting each other with ice bolts or whatever. It's in this realm, a villain got this idea where he was fighting with his nemesis superhero who was knocking the clock out of him. And all of a sudden, the hero stopped. And the villain's like, what? And he looked over and there was like this little like, what's he doing, Mr. Fabulous? You know, kind of like Wayfish Newsboys kind of kid. And the villain's like, wait a minute. They care for these people. So reputation became his evil plot, and he started something that we call Cake Book. So it's a social media app in the realm, and whether you're a hero or a villain, it's all about your Cake Book rating. So it was a way to like control the heroes so they couldn't just completely thump your face. But in truth, because we are Bodhana, and obviously for those who know Bodhana, we run therapeutic RPG and therapeutic board games. We believe tabletop is a pathway to healing, a pathway to skill building. So there is, of course, the idea of therapy baked into the system. Now, it is not, and I make this point very clear, this is not a therapeutic role-playing game. It is not exclusively. We designed this for fun from the ground up, but when we design these worlds, as you can see with the Hype, that's the social skills realm. So we can tell stories about peer pressure, reputation, the behavior that you display to other people, the consequences of your behavior, but we don't have to like knock you over the head with a therapy hammer to do it.
Right.
So we built these worlds that every one of them is a genre convention mixed with a skill building concept to be able to have therapists, parents, and educators, if you do want to use the system for applied use, beneficial use, it's easier to bake those concepts for therapeutic growth into the framework of the narrative. But if you just want to play it to have some fun adventure, I mean, you didn't have a therapy session.
Right, no.
You can just have a ball being these, characters, because now, like, if you're a superhero character and you got to go, say, over to the Crags, you're in a fantasy realm. Well, how does that superhero guy who's used to social media, it's a constant fish out of water. So, we really designed it with this idea that you also gain experience and, from going to different realms and exploring different ideas in different places. And, the whole idea of the rules are very simple. I mean, you played it. The 3-die dice pool. Yep. And, I could talk for an hour about this, so I don't want to go too long, but we some of the unique stuff, we have what we call approaches instead of standard attributes. So instead of it being like strength and dexterity and constitution, which everybody always picks strength, dexterity, and constitution because that's how you stay alive longer.
Exactly.
We have real approaches that are how you would solve a situation. So you could be knowledgeable, observant, or forceful, but even there, forceful doesn't mean you just beat the crap out of everything. It could be you're assertive, you're direct. That is the forceful approach. So we wanted to provide that for innovative gameplay, but also, again, for therapy. Let's let a kid explore what a forceful approach might be and what the consequences of that are.
Sure.
So you combine that with either a skill or a gift, which is standard skills, and gifts are special powers you bring with you from your realm. I believe that there's like a magic lasso ability for the person coming from the Borderlands, which is our Western realm, which is combined with creativity and expression.
Which is, I think, the realm that we played in, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you guys were in the Chain.
The Chain, okay.
Steampunk realm.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what it was.
Yeah, so you combine all that, and then we have the exposure tracker, which is your last die, and that is basically like, any sci-fi worth their gumption. You have like the risk reader that tells, your Pip-Boy, right?
Right.
Exposure measures the level of blight in a particular area, and your job is to get it down to 0 or as close as you can. So as your exposure gets higher, your situation die gets lower. So it goes from like a D12 to a D4. So when you roll these 3 dice that you put together, and they're standard between like a D4 to a D12, D20, you get too much love already. You roll for successes, and if success is 4 or higher on the die, and you count the number of successes. So 3 is what we call a yes plus, which is success with an advantage. 2 successes is just a yes. 1 is either succeed with a cost or fail forward. And then 0 successes is the no minus, which is fail with a disadvantage.
Okay.
So I want to create a very simple, you collect your die, you roll them, count them up, narratively kind of explain what happens. And it's a very simple, compelling system. There's a ton of other stuff that goes into it. We have different blight powers that you can choose to create your own blight. We even have the Build the Blight workshop, which is going to be an advanced part in the book. So if you want to create your own scary blight,
cool,
you'll be able to do that. We have 8 different realm guides that describes not only what the realm is about, but we give you a starter location for each realm in the book. So this way you can literally play right out of the box.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or if you want, you can create your own stuff. So yeah, we've been working on the system a little over 2 years. It has been a long and very, very story-filled journey to where we are now. But we're actually going to be next at PAX Unplugged, and we're going to be running playtests there. So if any of your listeners are at PAX Unplugged, December 2nd through the 4th, we'll be down in the board game library room doing playtests, as well as having a booth on the main floor, which is awesome.
Oh, it's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where is PAX Unplugged this year?
PAX Unplugged is in Philadelphia. It's at the Philly Convention Center.
All right. That's not that far for me. It's still far, but it's not that far.
Not that far.
Yeah, we'll think about it. Maybe Tony and I'll go on another road trip.
Yeah.
Now,
That'll be awesome.
If I can tolerate sitting in the car with Tony for another 16 hours.
The beard is gone, so it's not that
I know.
It takes up a lot of space in the car.
That's true. I was kind of shocked. Like I think it was like a week or 2 before we left to go to Save. We got together at Conrad's house to play a little bit of Magic the Gathering, and Tony walked in the room, and I was like, I haven't seen your face that clear since we were 15. Like, my God.
Yeah, did he drink some Fountain of Youth juice? Maybe he didn't shave. Maybe he just had a potion, and it just
I don't know.
It just fell off like a scared werewolf.
That wouldn't surprise me. It's weird though, because both he and our buddy Josh both shaved their beards off at like the same time, and it's weird. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on.
Right before No Shave November.
Right? What is that?
Start with a clean palette, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
Tabula rasa.
You know. but no.
Tabula hair rasa.
Oh,
come on!
That's got to be it.
That's funny.
That's got to be it. Oh man!
This message brought to you by unmedicated ADD. What?
Yeah. No, what I was gonna say was with Branch Riders too. There was a couple things that like I really liked about it. First, well, obviously there's a lot of the stuff that you already kind of talked about, like the setting and the blight and all of that. But just for like mechanics, so there, I remember there being a piece to it where we kind of had to help each other out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember exactly what that was all about, but I do remember that was a thing. And like thinking to myself back then when we a few weeks ago when we were playing it, I really liked that because sometimes you had to like I had to actually help Tony out in a situation. Because it was the right thing to do for the story. I wouldn't necessarily otherwise. But I thought that was kind of cool, so you kind of had to take into account some of the other people and what's going on, and maybe not make a decision that's fully based on you.
We don't have we don't have hit points or like a tracker like a lot of other RPGs do. We have gone the route of you gain conditions when you're impacted by your villain.
And that was the second thing. That was the second thing I really liked. Yes.
And so the conditions, the way we did it was that it's kind of like, so we jokingly refer to them as the soccer cards, because you get either like a yellow card, a red card, or a green card. And the whole thing is like the blight hits you, you make a defense roll against this attack. And however that resolves, if you get a condition, it could either be a basic, which is yellow, or an advanced, which is red. And you put these cards like basically on top of your character sheet. So you can look around the table. Yo, my bro, he's not doing so hot right now.
Exactly. And that's what I really liked, that there was an actual visual on the table of everybody's conditions, and even if you're sitting kind of far away from, another player and you can't necessarily read what's on the condition card, you can see that there's a yellow condition or there's a red condition, that I thought that was really a really awesome visual, because a lot of times, somebody will get, poisoned or paralyzed or something, and then I completely forget, when I'm playing, and because as we were just saying, ADD, I'll completely forget, and so at least this way I could have a visual and kind of see what everybody's status was. So I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah, it was by design, because we wanted, because you can even do positive conditions, so you can do something to inspire or help a buddy out, and it's very creative how you get rid of these conditions, because it's you might get hurt, where if you're trying to do the same thing you were doing, you roll a d4 no matter what the situation is, because you're hurt, right? So how you get rid of that depends on how you got it, because we wanted to damage in RPGs, I understand why they do it different ways, and we did, but we wanted something that was more narratively compelling, so that you actually talk to, for example, hurt doesn't just mean physically hurt. I could be hurt by someone's words.
Yeah.
In the context of the game, right?
Exactly.
So now I get hurt emotionally. How does my buddy beef me up? How do you help get me out of that? So, but we also wanted that graphic. It's just what you said, Nate, that we want players to be able to look around the table to check in with everybody and go oh my God, what's going on with you? So that we have that, oh my gosh, so-and-so is going to go down if we don't do something, because there's also that dramatic impetus, right? That catalyst to action. So yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot about conditions. It's our HP mechanic. What am I doing here?
Right? Hey, well, I mean,
put me so in front of a mic. What?
Right? But no, I mean, there's so much that goes into the game. You're bound to forget something while talking about it, right? But no, it's like like I said, it was an absolute blast. It was not really what I was expecting either, because I was kind of coming into it thinking it was going to be more of a therapeutic RPG. But as you said, it's a game that you can certainly, and even as somebody that's not professionally trained in the therapeutic aspect of things, I've picked some stuff up from you and Conrad over the years anyway. And but I could see the benefit in it from just from that standpoint, but I could also see the fact that this is just a fun game. So I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the Kickstarter and actually getting a copy.
Yeah, we haven't decided on the platform yet, whether it's going to be GameFound or Kickstarter or whatnot. But that's right. The Kleenex now. It's
exactly
the facial tissue. But we've already been picked up by a publisher, our very good friends and longtime partners at Onyx Path Publishing.
That's awesome.
Actually, Eddie is part of the design team.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
So Onyx Path Publishing is going to be publishing it, but it is Bodhana's game. So yeah, we wanted to make it fun because I've said this on so many different pods and shows and whatnot. Like so many like straight therapy games are just like snooze, and I
Right.
like design is saying no, you need the fun. You've learned so much about this process by a new word that I came up with called osmosis. So
I love that. Love it.
So yeah, I should like have my own t-shirt company or something. But yeah, this idea
I could get that for you on a t-shirt if you
together,
want.
osmosis.
Yeah, if you want, I can make that happen.
You have magical powers, don't you, sir?
I happen to have a sister whose boyfriend has a t-shirt press. It's where we got all the it's where we got all the Deeges and Dragons t-shirts.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. But yeah, I'm so glad that because definitely one of the goals achieved to make sure that at its heart it's a game that people can play for fun.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you are a therapist or a practitioner or even a parent that wants to use it for like teaching your kid good social skills or good manners or whatever, you can just run good fun stories. I'm kind of in the back of my mind. I'm like, so when does Nickelodeon call me or Disney for a cartoon deal?
Yeah, right.
Riders, But yeah, it's been fun.
It's funny that you say that because right now I'm and this is actually another thing that I wanted to bring up, not necessarily Bodhana related, but Deej time related. We're looking to come back for weekly content, guys. It's been a while since we've had weekly content, and that's mostly this guy's fault. I've kind of fell off the editing train there for a little bit, but I got back this week alone. I've edited almost 17 episodes, working on the 18th.
Oh.
All 18 of those episodes, though, are different. They're all Cartoon Action Hour. So we're gonna have this giant series of Cartoon Action Hour. And a little sneak peek of some of these cartoons because man, they're hilarious. And I could see Branch Riders fitting into like I would love to see Conrad take the Branch Riders setting and like then make a cartoon out of it because my God, that would be amazing. I got another spam call on my phone there. So we've got Cosmic Clowns from Durnkel 6, which is a space sci-fi with all of our cosmic clowns. We have Detective Toilets, which is a noir where all of us play I guess not anthropomorphic because it's not an animal, but you know what I mean. We all play toilets. We're the only toilets in the world, and nobody thinks it's weird that we're toilets, and we're detectives. It's a noir. I don't know if I said that. That's kind of, but it's interesting. It's interesting and hilarious and very punny. Very punny. We also have the Magic Ghoul Bus, which is great. Billy Barbaduke and the Magic Ghoul Bus.
Oh my God!
Awesome.
I could see this as a Sid and Marty Krofft show in the '70s with Billy Barty being that character.
Right?
One of the most famous little person before Peter Dinklage.
Oh, that's fantastic. But yeah, so that was fun. It's essentially just, it's a magic school bus, but we're all like dead and stuff. And so it's got like a Halloween aspect to it, but also like scientific, but also the crazy weird Deej humor in there too. Then my favorite though it was the one, because what Conrad had us do was had each one of the players come up with the show, and he was going to what he told us, he was going to mash all the shows together. But instead he ended up doing 5 separate games basically. And my idea was Deej Out of Time, where all of our characters from prior Deej Time games wind up somehow getting sucked into this post-apocalyptic universe and have to figure out how to get back. So we have my character from Goblinville, Gobby Jack. We get Tony's character from Worldwide Wrestling RPG, Cameron Steele. Billy's character from Pugmire, Gizmo. And then one of the most iconic characters is our buddy John's character Ripper from our intros and everything, and so he brings the Ripper character back, and Oh, I've got one more episode to edit, and holy crap, it was hilarious. It was absolutely amazing.
Dude, that's awesome.
Looking forward to that. So I should, hopefully I'm looking to try and get back within about a month now. Hopefully before the first of the year, I would like to be back to weekly content. So we're going to have that. We got a whole bunch of other games. We got a second edition of Shattered. Can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Wow. That's a lot of great stuff coming.
Definitely a lot of good stuff coming down the line. So, but Jack, thank you very much for being coming out, talking with us tonight, or not
Absolutely.
us. It was just me, but all of you guys too. Thanks for coming out, talking with us a bit about SAFE and branch riders. Obviously, bodhanagroup.org is your website. If anybody does want to donate to the cause, where can they do that?
Well, you can go to our main website that Nate just mentioned. Just as a special announcement, Bodhana is participating this month in November with what they call Giving Tuesday. That'll be on the 29th of this month, where it's a day where major corporations get involved and they help to do like matching donations. And it's really one of the biggest, kind of like the Black Friday for nonprofits, if you will. So it's a great way to help spread the word about one of your favorite charities. Maybe you work for a company that matches, try to hook it up, because all of those dollars help us with gaming materials for our programs. Board games and role-playing books cost money. We like to help cover a lot of our operating costs, to cover things like salaries, so we don't have to, we can still provide all of our services. We also provide services to families who need financial support. So our goal is low to no cost for this, and we can only do that through support. The best way to support a nonprofit is financial donation. It's the biggest way that you can help, and of course, always spreading the word. So
absolutely.
Not only on our website, look for that, but also if you follow us on Twitter, we are at the Bodhana Group. We'll have all kinds of cool notes for that. And if you're a professional yourself, we offer training and consultation for how you can start your own gaming programs, and all of that wonderful is on our website. So
awesome. So yeah, definitely check that out, and giving. What was it called again? Giving Day.
Yeah, Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday. I just learned that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. So I learned about that right before we hit the record button. So, but yeah, guys, definitely check that out. Check out Bodhana Group. Help them out. Definitely doing some awesome things. And heck, branch riders, come on. Like, if for nothing else.
We own the domain, but there's not yet a landing page. We're getting our primary art finished. We're very excited about our cover image. So hopefully... Awesome. Very soon, we'll be able to drop that down and make the full launch.
Beautiful. All right, Jack, thank you very much. And guys, we will talk with you next time. This is Nate Lindberg. We'll take care.
Degecast.